meeting that is just getting started. I mentioned just moments ago, people are traveling this summer, or at least making plans to travel, and summer travel season, of course, is here. So many of us dreaming of international adventures, myself included. But before you pack your bags and get to that overseas getaway, we want to consider some important safety and health tips to consider. Joining us now from CVS Pharmacy is Dr. Lynn Safaty. She's the pharmacy district leader for CVS, to share some of these essential tips you need to know while traveling abroad this morning. Dr. Safaty, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. So what are you seeing as far as people preparing for some international trips, specifically is what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, so when you're first starting to plan for your international trip, I know the first thing you think about is booking your flight, reserving your hotels, but you do have to think about your health as well. So it's a great idea to make sure that you make an appointment with your healthcare provider at least 4 to 6 weeks before your departure date to check in and see if there's any vaccines that you might need before traveling, and also to make sure you have enough of your prescription medications on hand.
Oh, very good. So what is the best way to find out what's required then, or recommended for that destination?
Yeah, so if you're traveling somewhere internationally, the best place to check is the CDC website. So you can search by your destination and it tells you exactly which vaccines are recommended or required for travel. So once you have that information, you can make an appointment at your local CVS in order to receive the vaccines. And it's always a good idea to make sure you bring a printed copy of that vaccine record with you, just so you don't have any issues when you get to your destination.
You mentioned prescription medicine, bring enough for your vacation. What other advice do you have for managing prescriptions during an international trip?
Yeah, so when it comes to prescription medications, it's always a good idea not only to have enough for your trip, but a couple extra days just in case you have any travel delays. And I always recommend to bring those medications in the original bottles, because that does have all your information on there, the dosage information, and it just makes it a lot easier when traveling. So with those prescription medications, you also want to keep them on your person. I know they might take up some space in your carry-on if you are on a lot of medications, but it's always safest to keep them with you and not check them in your luggage, just in case a bag does get lost.
Yeah, absolutely. We also think about food and water safety while overseas, and that sometimes is a concern. What's your guidance on that?
So when it comes to food and water, it's always a good idea to do a little bit of research before you do travel. But in order to be safe, the best bet is always to drink bottled water, and make sure the food that you are eating is cooked to a warm temperature, that you're not eating anything raw or undercooked, just in order to be safe. And if you are, maybe eating things that are safe, but you might get a little bit of an upset stomach while you're traveling, you're trying different things, it's always a good idea to travel with some over-the-counter medications as well. So things like to settle the sour stomach, like antacids, antidiarrheal medications, and also things for bloating and gas.
Yeah, I'm always a sucker for good street food too. I've got to admit. We think about the water, the food. How about let's talk about jet lag, time zone change. Any pharmacy-related considerations we could go away with?
Jet lag is very hard. I haven't found the trick myself to not suffering from it, but there are some things that you can do in order to get yourself on a new rhythm. And as far as natural things, getting yourself as soon as you land to stay awake until the bedtime in that country, it does kind of help to reset your clock a little bit. But if you are looking to bring something to maybe help you fall asleep, we do offer things such as CVS branded sleep aids or melatonin to help kind of get you back on a normal rhythm when you are overseas.
And if we talk about travel insurance, or perhaps in a medical emergency, from a pharmacy perspective, what would you want people to know about maybe getting some medications internationally?
Yeah, so every country is different. So if you are in a situation where you do need to seek medical attention, it is a really good idea to kind of pay attention. Even if you don't need medical attention, just pay attention to your surroundings and see where is the closest hospital, where is the closest pharmacy. If you do have that international coverage and you do end up seeing a provider, whether it be a concierge doctor or a type of walk-in clinic, they usually be the best ones to guide you in order to helping to provide those medications. There are medications that are, for example, if you have an infection or you get sick while you're abroad, there's certain things that are over the counter in different countries that don't require a prescription. So it does make access a little bit easier when it comes to trying to find something in a foreign country.
All right, very good. As we wrap things up here, Dr. Safaty, what would you say is one piece of advice if people are planning or wanting to go on an international trip?
I would say the thing that we often forget about is make sure your passport is not expired. It's happened many times with friends and family who are traveling. Everything is all set, and then we end up seeing like, oh no, the passport expires in a month. So I would say if you're planning that big trip, you're going to go overseas, check in on your passport. And if you do need an updated passport photo or need to renew it, you can get that taken care of at your local CVS pharmacy. The photo team is there to help.
All right. Who knew? You got everything we need to get us prepared. Dr. Safaty from CVS, thank you very much for some good advice as folks plan their summer travels. Great way to kick things off here. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.